We all want to be beautiful, don't we? But what's more important, inner beauty or outer beauty? And I'm going to argue that inner beauty is more important. Because, think about this. If you're one of those people who feels that they're lacking outer beauty, if you're one of those people who is ugly, okay, you don't rate high on the scale, the scale. Alright, so if you're one of those people, don't become disheartened because the future is going to change your situation. With the future and the technology that is coming, you can, I think there's going to be technology to make you beautiful, essentially. Just like we're seeing in Asia right now, we're seeing a lot of facial reconstruction surgery. Surgeries are getting very advanced, where you can take an ugly looking girl and make her pretty, just with facial reconstruction surgery and advanced plastic surgery. Well, imagine this kind of technology, how it's going to progress in 1,000 years, where that technology is going to be. That means there's going to be hope for all the ugly people who feel that they have gotten the short end of the stick. Okay, let's face it, it wouldn't be fun to be ugly. When I see a person who rates pretty low on the scale, my heart goes out to them. That must not be fun. Now, by some people's standards, look, everyone has a different standard of beauty. On some people's standard, I'd be rated very low. So, everyone's low on the scale according to someone's standards. Let's face it, nobody wants to be ugly, but unfortunately, we can't all look like a supermodel yet. Hang around. Live forever. If you could just focus on your eternal life, and this is the ultimate point of this video, if you can just focus on living forever, you can eventually look like a supermodel. You can eventually look the way you would imagine yourself looking. You can have your outer beauty reflect your inner beauty. If you really feel beautiful on the inside, and your outer beauty does not reflect that inner beauty, it can change. In the future, you can actually be beautiful with technology. So there's hope for ugly people. So if you just focus on living forever, you will get what you want. You just have to be patient. Some people even kill themselves because they are so depressed because they are ugly. Isn't that sick? Isn't that sad? It's unfair. Life is unfair that some people are beautiful and others are ugly. But it's all about focusing on the right thing. If you're ugly, if you're one of those ugly people, you just can't, you can't make yourself beautiful. You can't snap your fingers. So what you can do is you can focus on your survival. You can focus on living forever, and you can be beautiful one day. Let's face it, the technology is going to get there. Plastic surgery, facial reconstruction, whatever. It's going to be able to make you look however you want to look, essentially. And if not, you can make yourself look however you want to look in a virtual, simulated environment like the Matrix. So there's always that. So, my advice right now for ugly people, don't get plastic surgery. I mean, unless you really have low self-esteem that you need to go that route. If you can avoid getting plastic surgery, if you can avoid facial reconstruction surgery now, I would. Because these technologies are not advanced enough. You see the way these Hollywood celebrities turn out when they go for this plastic surgery. They look fake. It doesn't turn out well most of the time. Just avoid that if you can and go the route of patience. Patience is key. Focus on your health instead of obsessing about how you wish you were more beautiful. Obsess about what you can do to live longer, to the longevity, escape velocity, that point in time where we cure aging, and then you can live forever. And then you can be beautiful one day in the future. One day your dream will come true. Okay, now let's paint a different scenario. There are people who don't like what race they are. They're self-haters when it comes to their race. They hate what race they are. Unfortunately, can't change your race right now. Just wait. In the future, we'll have the technology to change your race. Why not? In the future, if you're unsatisfied with what race you are, you wish you looked different, what's to stop our technology from progressing and becoming so advanced that we can change your race? We can go down there into the genetic level and genetically enhance you, whatever, raise your IQ, change the way you look, whatever it is with your race, you can fix it. All these problems, all these external physicalities can be fixed, is what I'm saying. Now, this next one is going to be a very hard piece of advice to take. Very hard. Now, when it comes to choosing a mate, do try not to focus too much on external appearances as opposed to inner beauty. Inner beauty is what really matters most, because it matters most for your eternal life. If you're going to pick a partner, if you're going to pick a husband or a wife, pick someone that has the personality traits. Pick someone that has that morality. Someone that's going to help your odds of living forever. That's the most important factor when it comes to choosing a mate. Focus on their inner beauty, because the external beauty, whatever they're lacking in external beauty, it can be made up for in time. It can be fixed. It's a problem that can be solved. However, internal problems with the person, if they're ugly on the inside, if they're lacking morality, those things are much harder to fix. I mean, these things might be deep-rooted, and you never know if you're going to actually fix them, if you can actually make them a good person. It's much harder to be made into a good person than it is, in my opinion, to fix outer flaws, with your beauty. If you're rating low on the scale or whatever, that could be fixed, but it's going to take time. I'm not saying this is going to come about any time in the near future, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Even probably maybe 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I don't know when it's going to be, but eventually, the plastic surgery, whatever, it's going to get there. Hair implants, whatever physical problem you're lacking. Let's say someone didn't have the lips they wanted, or the eyes, the eye color, or any of this kind of thing. The skin tone, or the skin color, or their complexion was bad, or, there's just so many things that could go wrong with someone's appearance, right? I know it's tempting. We all just want to go for the most beautiful person. But seriously, reevaluate that. Really. What's going to help you live forever? Associating with smart people. Associating with very moral people. Very good people. Good-hearted people. Our world is very obsessed about outer appearances and physical beauty. I get that. It's a temptation I think we should all try to fight against. This temptation to be shallow and just to judge based on appearances and focus so much and give people, extra credit because they're pretty. That's what our society does, right? If someone's pretty, we kind of exalt them like they're this precious thing, and let's try to focus. Like, beauty is good. I'm not trying to downplay that, but let's try to focus on the real, what makes someone more valuable. Beauty is valuable. I'm not trying to downplay that, but what's more valuable? Your inner beauty, your morality, the qualities that you have as a person. One more thing about this whole inner beauty versus outer beauty that must be stated. Now, you guys know I'm an atheist, don't believe in God, but let's say hypothetically there was a God. If there was a God, and God was trying to determine who would get their eternal life, who would get saved and who would not get saved, I think God, if he was any kind of a good God or a moral God, that kind of God would choose based upon someone's inner beauty and not on their outer appearances. I think that is pretty clear if this God had any kind of sense at all. If God is picking people based upon their outer beauty, what kind of ridiculous, stupid God would that be? Obviously, I don't believe in God, but I do remain agnostic. I'm always agnostic in terms of like whether there's a God, who knows? So that's another reason to focus more on cultivating your inner beauty as opposed to just always obsessing about your outer beauty. Okay, fair enough. Because if there is a judgment, God might choose the best people as opposed to the prettiest people. Pretty obvious, pretty common sense, I think. Anyways, that is it. May you live forever.